Is Donald Trump above the law? Apparently Bill Barr thinks so. Check this out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Michael in Bronx, New York. Hey, Michael, what's up?
Hey, Tom. Great to talk with you. I had to call you in regards to the Supreme Court hearing that's going on. And
yes,
for one thing, I can make a connection with, you recall back when Trump had said to a bunch of police officers in Nassau County, which was seen nationwide, telling cops not to be so cordial with the people you come across. Go ahead and bang their heads on the car hoods, rough them up, and show them who's boss. And I heard one other person rightfully refer to that as using cops as props. But then, he's setting a precedence that law enforcement is absolute, no questions asked. But then you look back at a couple of weeks ago when he says, liberate Michigan, liberate Virginia, and you see his base acting the fool, going into storming these state capitol buildings armed with guns and very hostile, considerably violent manner, confronting law enforcement, and he praises them for doing that. So you got two sides of this going on right now, and with this Supreme Court supposedly to decide if Trump is above the law. Number one, we all know that he's not and is supposed to stay that way. But I want everyone to consider that people who are rooting for Trump, if the Supreme Court lets him get away with all of this and say that he is above the law, I'm sorry, I cannot put it past the other things that he said in terms of violating women and violating others. Supreme Court better consider they have families also, and you may be just giving him the green light to violate them and violate others like you and me, God forbid. That's how scary this is.
Yeah, it was bizarre hearing those arguments this morning. Brett Kavanaugh kept trying to distract and deflect. They were talking about records in civil cases, and Kavanaugh says, well, what about medical records? And they're like, we're not talking about medical records. Well, couldn't he subpoena, couldn't they subpoena the medical records of the president's kids and grandkids? No, we're not talking about that, Kavanaugh. I mean, it was bizarre. It was absolutely bizarre. And keep in mind, these are the same lawyers, and Michael, your point is well taken. These are the same lawyers who argued that they literally argued this in a lower court, that if Donald Trump walked out onto Fifth Avenue with a gun and started shooting people, not only could he not be investigated, not only could he not be prosecuted, he could not even be arrested, he could not even be stopped. You just have to let him keep shooting until the bullet was out of guns. And if he got another gun, you just have to stand there and watch. That was the argument that they made that is now before the Supreme Court. That Donald Trump is fully and truly above the law. Which is, as Michael points out, it's kind of bizarre, if not ironic. On the one hand, he's saying, government can't do anything, government should have no authority. I am the supreme head of government. I have all the authority. I can do whatever I want, and no one can stop me. It's like